A new administration is in place, but that doesn't mean political divides are fading away. If anything, emotions are running high, and for many couples and maybe families, that tension is seeping into relationships. So, with Valentine's season in mind, how do you keep the peace when you don't see eye to eye necessarily? I recently spoke with an expert to help us focus on what truly matters: connection. Navigating political tensions can be challenging, especially in the wake of inauguration that sparks strong emotions on all sides. Joining us today is a licensed therapist to share practical advice on how families can maintain harmony, foster understanding, and reduce stress during politically charged times. Let's welcome Dr. Jason Platt. Hello, Dr. Jason Platt. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so can you tell us how does political tension impact families and relationships?
Yeah, there's stress in the air. There's divisiveness in the air. There's, some contention, and that's happening at the societal level, and that can trickle down to families and to couples. And political, orientation is something that's very personal to people. It's very tied to people's identity. So when a political discussion is tense, then people can take that to be an attack on themselves.
Yeah, those conversations can sometimes get heated. So, with the inauguration, it took place this week, which can be a symbolic and emotional moment for people. How might this affect family dynamics overall?
Well, for some people, it's giving them hope, and for other people, it's opening up sadness and stress. And so that's particularly challenging when the same thing is happening within a family. One person's feeling one way and one person's feeling the other. So it can lead to arguments or just more tension in families.
Yeah, I think it's understandable. There's going to be differing views amongst people in general. So, what steps can specifically families take to have healthier political conversations moving forward?
At least try to focus on what are some of the common things that you like, shared values, some things that you do agree about. And then when you do engage and talk about these things, try to do it from a respectful space, and really try to avoid any sort of contentious or contemptuous statements, because that never helps. It might feel good in the moment, but it just leads to more difficulty in the relationships going forward.
Yeah, and then we talked about families. What advice do you have for couples with opposing political views? Because that might be something maybe they didn't discuss early on, and now these conversations are happening. How can they navigate that?
Well, first, they should see that when differences are coming to the forefront, this is actually a possibility for developing greater intimacy. They're getting to know each other better. The effort, again, is just to be able to focus on what do they share in common, and then how are they going to navigate these differences. And as they go through that, it's sort of like a crucible. It refines things in the relationship and can actually lead to greater connection.
Yeah, it's helpful to have those conversations to know where you each stand and communicating through that. How can parents maybe even help their children navigate political tension in the households? Because for kids, teens, this might be new to them. So, what do you suggest?
Well, it's super important that the parents are working on being able to talk to each other in ways that are respectful so that they can model that for their children. And another idea is to sort of do an emotion coaching where you help children sort of name what is the emotion that they're feeling as they're dealing with different things that are influenced by the politics that are going on.
And then, what are some practical ways to reduce political stress at home, Dr. Platt?
We've got to sort of limit the exposure that we have to divisive information, and to also make sure that our whole entire relationship isn't based on these, and that we're doing other things. Like, we need to make sure now it's more important than ever that you're doing some fun things or things that you enjoy together, that are outside of the political tension that's going on.
And with these conversations happening, and say there is still conflict, maybe there is still some tension, is therapy a good way to continue those conversations with a professional that can help assist?
I absolutely believe that's important. That's one thing. Talk to a therapist. Talk to trusted friends. Talk to people who have navigated similar situations. I think talking about things is always one of the most important things that we can do.
Dr. Jason Platt, thank you again for joining us. And to request a therapy appointment, you can visit the American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy website at aamft.org.